What's up, fellow indie fans? It's been several months since my last video when I did a Last Crusade breakdown, and a lot of people have asked me when I'm going to do the next video. I'm ready to do it now. One thing I will say right off the bat, and it's very, very important what I'm about to say. Everything that I go over in this video, I mention what it is, where I got it, and I include links in the description. I mention that in every video. I've done that in every breakdown video, but I have inevitably still got comments, people asking where I got the jacket, what brand shirt I have, what I'm going over in all of these videos, and I still get comments asking about it. Everything is in the description. Things that I have that are not 100% accurate to the film, I will find a better, more accurate replacement to the film that we're breaking down and put that in the description instead. Like, I wish I had this jacket when I did my Last Crusade breakdown, but I didn't at the time. It's a new jacket. It's Last Crusade specific, so I'll include what I think is a more suitable Crystal Skull option in the description. But anyways, let's get on with the breakdown. So this is like the full gear setup for Crystal Skull. I'll do a little spin around for y'all. So let's start from the top. The hat I'm wearing is an Advintage. It's the Advintage Harrison. I've worn it before in videos, and all my hats end up evolving and changing. I am a hat maker, so I have blocks, and sometimes I just switch things up sometimes. And this one is really bashed to suit the Mystery of the Blues. Damn. I don't do Crystal Skull all the time. Sometimes I like to take pictures in Crystal Skull gear for different things with the Crystal Skull getup, but I really don't do it often. It's got a little bit of a tighter pinch and is a little different because it's based on Mystery of the Blues, but I think this hat works well. The next thing, this flashlight. Very cool flashlight. This is a vintage Eveready flashlight. I got this off eBay. These are actually pretty easy to find, especially if you just look up vintage Eveready flashlight. I'll see if I can find any on eBay to throw in the description, but I've seen them on Etsy as well, people selling vintage flashlights. I put an LED bulb in there because I actually use it, and I just prefer a brighter LED in there. This bag, I don't remember exactly where I bought it from, but I'll be able to go through my purchase history and put the link in the description. It's like a German military rucksack, and I made the HJ patch for it. I don't have anything in here right now, but this is so cool. This is great for like if you go camping or even just like going on a trip or on a flight, to just be able to cram stuff in here. I've used it for stuff like that. I mean, we had a major storm come through here this last summer, and it knocked the power out for like a week, and I put all my stuff in this bag. Went to go stay with some family while that was like that. But another example of why Indiana Jones cosplay and gear collecting is so cool, because all of this stuff, even though it's a cosplay and like costume stuff, all this stuff is real world stuff with real world utility, and it's all very durable. Like, I could probably run this over with a tank several times and it'll be just as fine. Moving on to the jacket. This is a Wested Last Crusade goat skin jacket, and it's a new one that I just got. It's my most recent jacket. I got it because I haven't had a good Last Crusade jacket, or one that could kind of fill in for Crystal Skull. I realized that I thought it would fill in well for Crystal Skull, but with the unique weathering of Last Crusade, it still just kind of looks very Last Crusade-y all over. I think what would make for a really good jacket for Crystal Skull would be the Wested pre-distressed lambskin. I really don't prefer pre-distressed leather for indie jackets. I like to get them new and do the weathering myself, especially since I try to do screen accurate weathering. but I think in the case of Crystal Skull, a pre-distressed hide would work well, and it's fairly light too, that pre-distressed hide, so I think it would work good for Crystal Skull. So that's a jacket I'm going to include in the description. It's affordable. There are more expensive options out there for more accurate Crystal Skull jackets, but for a good starting off point, if Crystal Skull is the look you want to do, a lot of people might say who would, but there are people out there who do, and I fully support that. The bag and strap, this bag is from What Price Glory, and it is their reproduction bag, so this is not a genuine World War II gas mask bag. It's their repro, but it's super nice, super durable, heavy canvas. Also, one thing that's changed since my last video is y'all might notice I'm missing a tooth. I broke it. Being stupid, I broke it. The strap for this bag that I use, I got this from Spade and Archer Leather. This is his strap that just kind of blankets Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, and Crystal Skull. If you're doing Crystal Skull, remember the bag goes over the jacket, whereas typically in the original trilogy the bag is worn under the jacket. What's crazy is when I was 15 and Crystal Skull was first coming out and we got the first images of Harrison in full costume, there was outrage over the bag being worn over the jacket. And what's even crazier is when Dial of Destiny came out and we got our first images, he wears his bag on the other side of his body and over his jacket, and everybody was just cool with it. And a lot of people took it and ran with it and just liked it. But when Crystal Skull came out and everything was pretty much the same except for the strap being over the jacket, people were pissed, okay? And I will always remember that. Spade and Archer, Roger makes some super good leather products, leather gear. Can't recommend him enough. I'll include a description of that. Sometimes he doesn't have the indie stuff readily available, so if that's the case when I am uploading this video, I'll include an alternative. I wish I had a better shirt for this. This is the Carolean Dry Goods Cairo shirt. I had his classic adventure shirt, which would have been perfect for Crystal Skull, but I'd accidentally got a big rip on the right sleeve. I couldn't repair it. It was beyond repair, so I just bit the bullet. I made it into a way more accurate Temple of Doom bridge scene shirt, and so right now I do have a Dial of Destiny shirt, but it doesn't have the pleats that go all the way down the front. This is the best I got to just standard indie shirt right now. It's a much lighter color than what you would use for the other films. Carolean Dry Goods, I love Adam's shirts and his gear that he makes. I recommend his shirts to everybody. The belts, I mention it every time. The belt on the pants, the web belt, Temple of Doom and Raiders. The brown one, literally everything else, khaki, so Crystal Skull. Khaki web belt. The belt I'm using for the gun belt, it's just an Amazon leather belt. Pretty cheap. I'll find a better gun belt alternative to put in the description, but that's what I'm using, just from Amazon. Holster, I made myself, but Roger also makes holsters, so when you're looking at the straps, you can look at his holsters as well. But this is one I made, leather and saddle stitched. This is a really cheap Amazon whip. I have a much better quality whip that I use for like Raiders and Temple of Doom and Last Crusade now. This one, just the color kind of works with Crystal Skull, so that's why I use it for Crystal Skull, and I wear it for Destiny too, just because it's a darker color. These pants, super cheap, Amazon costume-based pants. They're very affordable. I can include links to better quality pants in the description, but these are great for if you really don't mind tearing something up or beating them up. If you want to do like a Temple of Doom bridge scene and rip the knee open, then these are good for that, so you don't have to spend a lot of money on something that you worry about tearing up. My boots, Wested leather adventure boots. They're awesome boots, awesome quality boots. I use them for daily wear. So now that we did the general breakdown, I'll show you a few Crystal Skull alternate looks you could do. There isn't a whole lot of them for Crystal Skull, but I'll show you what you can do. All right, one thing you could do, you can see not much is different here, but just ditch your gun belt after they're captured at the cemetery and we move into like the jungle sequence of the film, the last half of the film. You know, after he'd gotten captured, they had taken his gun belt and he doesn't get it back for the rest of the movie. So the whole jungle sequence up till the end, there's no gun belt there. The whip and the whip latch is still around the web belt. I made this whip latch myself, by the way, and Roger makes whip latches too. So yeah, if you don't want the gun belt around, kind of feels a little more loose and free, but that's an alternate look you could do right there, right off the bat. Alright, and honestly, if I'm cosplaying Crystal Skull specifically, this is probably my favorite Crystal Skull look to do. So right from the very beginning of the film, the whole Warehouse 51 sequence is just this. There's no jacket, no gun belt, still has the whip, still has the bag. No rolled up sleeves, sleeves are down. This was the whole Warehouse look. Left wrist buttoned, right wrist unbuttoned. I like to pop just like half of the cuff up like that because I'd seen some like original promo photos where it was like that, but it's also like that too, but unbuttoned on the right wrist. On the rare occasion, choose to cosplay Crystal Skull. This is the look I like to do for it. It's very comfortable. Not as much stuff hanging off of you. And I don't know, it's just a cool look, man. If I made a really dedicated Crystal Skull look, including like any rips or tears or stains, I would do the Warehouse look. To my knowledge, that is all the alternate Crystal Skull looks there is. I mean, not a whole lot. There wasn't a lot of diversity with the look in this movie. I know the movie is kind of controversial to a lot of fans. A lot of people feel the type of way about it. I'm actually a big fan of Crystal Skull. I love the movie. It came out when I was 15 years old. Right when I had discovered the original trilogy and got into that was at the exact same time I found out a brand new movie was coming out, which was Crystal Skull. So I just discovered this brand new thing that I really liked and was also getting a movie too. And so it was really exciting. I saw the midnight release initially, and for a couple years felt a way about that movie as well. I watched it the beginning of 2023 for the first time since it had really come out, and I just had so much fun watching it. It was just a blast. It's just fun. It's just campy fun, and I really enjoy it. So if you saw it initially and didn't like it, I recommend giving it another rewatch and seeing if maybe after all these years you have some more fun with it and feel differently about it. Anyways, that's all the looks, that's all the gear. Everything will be in the description. I will be back, maybe another couple months, I don't know, but I will be back with some Dial of Destiny, and there's still one other Indiana Jones gear breakdown we could do that I think we could do that'll be a lot of fun. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and had as much fun as I did, and I'll see you on the next one.